Gemini, darling. Happy full moon in your sign. The grid behind me that we're going to talk about is for a Gemini rising, but my readings can always be watched by a Gemini sun as well as a Gemini moon. And, there was a meditation that I had done a very long time ago, and I was going into it. And, as wanting to be, as a public person and someone who has a platform and a stage and does, performative healing and is an artist and a muse and just a public person, that's a lot of ego work that you have to do to be like, is this to self-serve? Is this for service to the greater good? Why am I doing this? And so going into this meditation, I just asked the God of my understanding. I said, I'm checking my ego. Tell me about this work. Tell me about why it is that I want to be up there. And God just immediately planted into my brain, there has to be a leader to be a following. There has to be a following to be a leader. There must be every single puzzle piece of the human collective. We all have to take up as much or as little space as we're meant to take up. There has to be someone on the stage for there to be an audience. Have you ever met someone who is a really incredible fan of their favorite band, and maybe they've followed them around for a very long time, and when you ask them about the band and their performances, they're like, it just changed my whole life, and it just changed my whole being, and it just changed my whole, it doesn't matter how old they are, it's just when you have that leader that you follow, it makes all the difference. So, Sarah, why are you talking about this? Because right now, you're very activated. Your relationship house is getting activated. That's where the sun and Mars and Mercury are all in Sagittarius in your house of relationships. That's your descendant sign. So the Sagittarius vibration may be what you look for in others, but it's something that you really could nourish inside of yourself. So there's a little bit of, I'm just going to use the words, there's a little bit of bitterness built into this chart right now behind me, Gemini, and definitely go back and watch the introductory video for this Gemini full moon, because we're all really dealing with our inner teenager and our inner adolescent and not gossiping and not doing the things that, Venus conjunct the South Node over here in your house of play that just feel good. You're like, I just don't want to feel like shit anymore. And I don't want to feel bitter anymore. So I'm just going to drink it away or shop it away or spend it away or smoke it away or sleep it away. Whereas, yes, we have incredible medicines on this planet that we can utilize to raise our vibration. But if we're just checking out or numbing out, then you're going to have people that see you doing these activities that are going to be following you. Or you do these activities and you know that they're not for your highest and greatest good. You know that they're not for your highest timeline. And you're just like, well, fuck it. I don't care. I find that I recognize when my inner teenager is running the ship where it goes, I don't wanna, or I wanna. See how my face just changed right there? There's a difference between my feet are really hurting and I know I gotta do my job tonight, but I accept and surrender to it. It's where I'm gonna be. Hopefully it's just an easy breezy night, or I really don't wanna do this. Fuck that shit. I don't wanna do it. It's not a good color on you. And if you're feeling that way because you're so activated right now, just take the day off if you can. Spend the day at home if you possibly can. Take a personal day or have someone cover your shift. Whatever that looks like for you. And I'm just noticing this straddling of Pluto and Saturn in a specific house for every single sign, But for you have Pluto direct in Capricorn and you have Saturn direct in Pisces, and they're straddling your house of quest, adventure, long distance travel, and higher education. So there's this feeling of boredom, bitterness. I know that something's more is meant for me. You're a mutable sign. You want to have fun. You want to be doing things. You're a dynamic worker, and definitely without something really exciting to be working on, it just feels like you're bored and bitter right now, Gem. And I don't like that for you. So what can you do to nourish yourself? What aspect of your inner teenager do you need to really shut down? Because that's a component of you that will never go away. I was telling a friend of mine, a Sag sun, the other day that back in 2021, after some really inappropriate sexualizations, and I was really acting out of my inner teenager, and I just got smashed down and had to really heal from the ground up. I was almost borderline homeless. It was a really wonderful experience and for my greater good, but my waking up post-woke stories are definitely, if you're interested in more of my human's tale, that's the tale to tell. But yeah, back in 2021, I would meditate every single morning and be grounded and be centered and express my gratitudes and, nurture and send love to my inner child. And then I'd literally be like, all right, inner teenager, inner adolescent, what the fuck you need? Pardon me for swearing. I'm going to swear brazenly for this moment. The fuck you need? No, shut the fuck up and sit down. You're a fragment of me. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about how I make money. You don't have to worry about where food is coming from. You don't have to worry about the roof over your head. You don't have to worry about any of those things. You're safe now. So sit back down. Go read a book. You can fly. Go fly out the window and go do something. Go read a book in a tree. Do whatever the fuck you want because you don't have to worry about the 3D world. I will take care of that. So, and then with that attention, that almost for a full year, for an almost entire full year, I gave her the attention that she needed to trust me. So your inner beings, your inner child, your inner teenager will follow your lead if you lead them with strength and understanding and determination. What's the word? Persistence and trust. You got to show up every day. Every day. Yeah, this is dedicated work. To work on yourself is dedicated work. So there's, fertility, Venus in your 5th house, but South Node is in your in that house and conjunct Venus. So be aware if you are creating human life and it is your 10 out of 10 partner and you're ready to expand that family and you're ready for all those things, there's fertile ground here. But if there is any question mark or any of this, any hesitation, just talk to your partner. Just talk to your partner. Yeah, there's this bitterness. You want to have fun. You want to be seen. You want to be dating. You want to be having a good old time. Just trust yourself and trust the vibe, and your brains are going to be firing on all cylinders, both of them. So just meditate, ground. I'm thinking cold water is going to be really good for you, just to slap you back into reality, and know that, those times, and this is for Gemini specifically, when you're talking but you're not even aware that you're talking. That you're telling a story, but then your other brain is like, okay, what am I going to cook for dinner tonight? You cannot, with this energy, let one of your brains go unhinged. You have to be very specifically aware of what you're saying and why. And please, I'm not going to repeat myself. Just go back and watch the introductory video for this full moon because you're very, very highlighted and activated. So I don't want you to in any way stop and destroy the processing and the process that you've built up in a really beautiful way. I love you. Sometimes these readings can be harsh, especially on the full moon, and especially if it's in your sign. It's just a lot of activity going on in the stars right now for so many air signs. Oh my God, bless your souls. How you function is beyond me. I have my Venus is in Aquarius, and that's the only air that I have in my entire birth chart. Oh yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. I know. You see me. I got you. I love you.